remember about 5 years ago being at a party and my friend Callum saying to me that I should be paying more attention to British politics. I was already quite engaged with American politics because I was spending so much more time out there, and it was a lot easier to follow. We had the almost glamorous feel of Barack Obama and these positive changes and these great buzzwords and these amazing moments that were happening. And the UK just felt so much more boring and not many things were happening. We had the frustrations, we had these incompetent idiots that were kind of leading the way. But I took it to heart. And then like 3 years ago I remember filming a video on an election day where it was raining intensely and basically the entire area flooded. I never released the video because I found myself very frustrated as the days went on. Anyway, today is another day to go and vote on decisions relating to that last video that I tried to film. And I don't really film myself doing stuff anymore. So what's happened since you last saw me? Well, I'm no longer with my girlfriend. We had 5 lovely years, but we were starting to drift a little bit. And you know, that's all the information you really need. We're still on good terms, so that's good. And I'm just kind of learning to be by myself and to love me a bit. I actually taught my first photography class, which was the most daunting thing because I don't really like public speaking. I like talking to you guys and I love talking to people in a one-to-one situation. Absolutely adore those situations. But I was very fortunate. I was surrounded by a really nice collective of humans. I got to build some nice little relationships with people and learn about what they were doing. And that was just fantastic. I also had this esteemed pleasure of working with the people from YouTube, Next Up Black, and I got to meet these fantastic creators. This has been something that I've been trying to be more and more involved in this year. So I'm involved with the team behind Black Creators Matter, which do events, networking and education. We're trying to get people that are not white to be able to have better opportunities, to have better understanding, to have more of a community, and trying to help out on that side of things, because I have, as a white person, so much privilege and I should be able to pass on as much of those advantages to other people. I'll link that to down there. So I've just voted. We are at the polling station local to me. Just made sure that I got my vote in. At the beginning of the year and towards the end of last year, I made a conscious effort that I wanted to be working with less white people. Well, not that I wanted to work with less white people, that I wanted to be diversifying the people that I was working with and making a conscious effort to reflect more on the childhood that I had, the upbringing that I had, and to give opportunities to more people, to be finding ways to include and integrate and work with people that didn't just look like and represent me. I reached out to my friend Audrey, who used to do events at the YouTube space, and she's got this fantastic project she's working on called Black Creators Matter. She is trying to create this community, create these environments, these workarounds that involve having lots of very talented, very diverse black creators doing all kinds of things, from whether it's presenting, music, giving advice, makeup and beauty, hair, various different entrepreneurs all across the different fields, whether it's producers, whether it's people that do the camera work, or it's the other side of it, people work in the creative arts, people that work in mortgages, people that can give you financial advice, all kinds of different areas, creating this community and this environment where education about these different areas is very possible, and trying to find ways that we can create a home and a support network for all these creatives to be able to meet with each other, to learn about the areas that they're missing and maybe to improve their own output, whether it's learning lighting or how to get yourself brand deals, or how to improve the audio of what you're working with, or whether you just find other people that can help you with what you're doing in the creative process. And she reached out to me and said that we were going to do an event in February which was going to get as many creators together, film a few little interviews with them, take some photos of them, so that we've then got a visual representation of what the people do, so that if people come to us, that we can go, these are people that we know, these are the people that we've worked with, this is what they do, how they look, how they sound. And basically what it hopes to do is to create lists and ways that if someone reaches out to us and says, oh yeah, we weren't able to, the reason we've got so many like white people on this is because we couldn't find people that did other things, we can say bullshit, that's bullshit. Here's a list of people this is what they look like. Oh, they sound too urban. No, this is what they sound like. This guy went to Eton. Like, the voices don't match your ideas that you had in your head. We just want to be able to create these kind of like positive environments, and we as a result of being involved in that, I was also brought in by the YouTube space to help out when they were doing YouTube Next Up Black, and I got to do photography and meet with the various different creators from this year who've all been really fantastic. I've been thoroughly enjoying a lot of the different channels. Mr. 200, Josiah has been great. I watched a video he did about getting introduced to yoga through Nike. That was great. I've been really enjoying Ahiz's videos. His documentation of the week was actually really fun. Naya's great. Keshia is amazing. Like, there's so many talented people. The Cyber Nerds, I watch so much of your videos, it's actually upsetting. And there's just all these great people. We got to bring them along to the Black Creators Matter event as well. So that's been really useful. Just introducing these people that I'd not heard of before to more people, and trying to just create these opportunities and trying to help everyone out on their path. As a result of being involved in the photography side of that, I got to teach my first photography class at the YouTube space, which was the most terrifying and incredible thing for me, because I'm not great with public speaking. I love talking to people face to face, big fan of that, and I'm happy with doing stuff on camera, but like, I don't know, when you put me in front of a class of people, it doesn't matter how many people are there. I think we had 25. That was just terrifying. But the people were just so lovely. I got to meet a whole bunch of new creators that I didn't know. We got to chat, we got to have really like close discussions. I got to tell them about my path and about where I'm hoping to go with it. And yeah, it's been really nice. Another fun thing I've been involved in for the last couple of months at least is I've been working for Love in London. So what that is Jessica Dante, an American who lives over here, has created a website telling people all the great things to do in the UK, the do's and don'ts, the things that are etiquette and not. And part of all of this is she teaches people about great places to visit in London. And if you've ever been at like Tower Bridge or any of these other places, there's always someone that will hand you their phone and ask if you can take a photo of them, because they want a nice group picture but they don't have anyone with them. And what she's done is she's enabled it so that these people can just reach out to me or Ava or any of the other photographers she has, and they can just hire us to go around with them for an hour or two. And we can go to these places, we can show them things that they might not found normally. We get all these great photos, and it's just a really fun experience. I've been loving it because I get to meet people that are excited about the country, who are over here just having a good time, and get to make them feel nice. Get some good pictures, make them see the world for what it is. You know, it's deep breath. It's just, for me, it's really good to be able to be outside and to be getting exercise and fresh air and making the most of it. I need to get myself into a better shape than I'm in, because I've been far too lazy, playing far too much Fortnite, and I need to better myself. And these kind of moments, I get to spend time with people really like documenting experiences of theirs. Their first time of being into a place that some of them have saved up for years to come out here, and they just want that nice picture. Oh, look at the ducks. I should have really turned the camera for that, but yeah. I'm so unfit, but I'm trying, and I've got to be less hard on myself for the fact that I am unfit, because if I'm making the effort, if I'm going for the walks, if I'm going for little jogs and lifting stuff up and eating healthier, then I'm trying. I'm just getting on, you know. I'm just older. Not wiser, I'm just older. Still full of love. Being out here just reminds me of how necessary it is for me to get outside as often as I can. And it's very easy to do when it's sunny. But when it's rainy, you still got to find a way, you know. You've still got to get yourself outside. Get that bit of fresh air, get that fresh perspective, look at things, find the beauty in life, pet a few dogs, have a good time. You got the right attitude, haven't you? Look at your happy face. Is it boy or girl? What's his name? Calm. Calm. problem.
Oh, you can get wet.
That's okay. He's happy.